Call the roll.
Bird,
Here.
Henson.
Here.
Steins.
Here.
Mormon.
Here.
Hulseth.
Here.
Williamson. Here. Ingstrom.
Here. Okay, number 2, approval of agenda.
Any changes, Your Honor?
No changes this evening.
Move to approve.
Second, call the roll.
Henson.
Yes.
Steins.
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
Hulseth.
Yes.
Williamson.
Yes.
Ingstrom.
Yes.
Bird.
Yes. Okay, number 3, presentation of petitions and other communications. A, update from Boone Community Rec Complex Task Force and Edge students.
Mr. Mayor, thank you, council, for your time tonight. I want to say thank you to the task force for the time that they're putting in. Certainly appreciate their effort. I'm going to give a brief update real quickly with the ongoing community engagement piece. We did a survey in October. We followed that with 3 listening sessions, high school students, senior citizens, and sports clubs. Tonight, we've got the high school students that were part of that listening session to speak with you on what they shared on part of the project. A couple other housekeeping. I did have Chief Weeble hand out just a reminder. We are having an open house on December 18th from 11 to 1. The feedback activity is a concept development. Typical open house. It's going to be a presentation style. It's come and go. You can come for 10 minutes or you can come for all 2 hours. We're going to lay out the process that we've followed so far and the different concepts that ISG is working on. The second open house will be Thursday, January 25th in the auditorium. That feedback activity will be the selection. It'll be similar process, come and go as you wish. We're still working on the fine details of the houses, which we'll work on this week. First meeting. With that, I'm going to open it up to the high school students and have them share their experience as part of the listening session. And the question that we asked them, how do you think a rec complex would impact Boone? What would it help? What would it hurt? The listening session was made up of task force members, ISG, and high school students. Yes. Lynn.
Can I ask a quick question? You said the second one was site selection. Is that where you're coming with proposed locations or you're actually pinning down a site?
Not 100% on that definition, but what I anticipate is we're going to have multiple places picked out based on the concepts that could work,
Possibilities?
possibilities, and then we're going to ask you to come, the public to come say what they like and what they don't like.
I see.
Yep. Just a big broad overview. So with that, we have 4 high school students. Can you share with us what the listening session was about for you? And what do you think the rec complex would impact Boone, and what would it help and what would it hurt?
My name is Ethan Sproul, and I was a part of the listening conference. The conference basically entailed like asking questions on how it impact us. What do we do in Boone? Like, what do we have to do for like activities here, which there really isn't much at all. And I think the benefits of the rec complex that would hold would be that it would not only provide like rehabilitation opportunities for athletes and older generations, but it provide us for a place to go, have fun, instead of having to like go sit at our local McDonald's or go to Walmart to waste time to hang out with our friends.
I'm Sydney Adams, and I think that this rec center will help, like on the sports side of things to get better, because the high school you can't really get into without a coach there, and sometimes the coach is like out of town or something. So this is a place where you can get better at sports and get like your shots in for basketball or swings on like a softball bat.
I'm Kaylee Chestnut, and it was a really cool experience to listen to what all the other students had to say, because right now there's no place for really any sports to go outside of school to practice. So this would be a space for students to go that isn't a school.
My name is Patrick Hauser, and there's not much to do in Boone. My summer activities were hanging out at McDonald's and swimming in a creek. So I think the rec center could just bring something else to do in Boone and help get extra practice in that you can't get otherwise.
One of the common themes of all the listening sessions with the students and seniors and the club leaders, active in the winter, place to hang out, place to feel like a community. One interesting piece on the senior side was to meet new people and socialize with all ages. I think there was one gentleman that mentioned his, where he met people to mow his yard. The sense of community focus for all ages, active in all weather. Really proud of the effort that's been made so far in the community engagement piece and the piece. It's really impactful when you hear from these students, because this is the generation that we're thinking about, right? And what's going on and what's next for our community. So with that, any questions for either the students or myself?
Can I ask, I'm looking at, once again, the population in Boone. And from what I see, there's about 35% of the population that's age 50 and older in our community. Tell me how this facility will help serve them. What kind of resources will be there to serve that population? Because I think it's really needed for our young people, because we are lacking in some opportunities. Are we able to look at it as kind of the full scale that it will serve, or is it really going to be targeted towards our younger population?
Based on the feedback for all ages. And so what does that look like? That's what we're trying to sort out in our concept development and pieces of what you'll see in the open house and some of the survey results that we're still going through. We did 723 responses, 72% were in favor of a new facility, or that would use a facility, would use it. So honestly, we can't answer that question today. You know, we're focused on the whole big picture right now of concept development, and that includes all ages. Councilman Steins, anything else I'm forgetting?
No, I think you hit all the high points, yeah.
Any other questions? Awesome. Appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for coming. Yeah.
Good job, students. Okay, next up, Board of Standing Committees, Policy Administration, Linda.
All righty, just a reminder that we do have an appreciation lunch coming up for all of our city employees on December 15th. And this is being put on by the city council. And we are also honoring our mayor, who is stepping down. We're not roasting him, but you could, I don't know. But that isn't in the plan. But we wouldn't tell him, so he'll come. So please join us, all of our staff. We want to show our appreciation for all they do.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Public Safety, David.
Just one thing, Your Honor, there's been another request for an adopt a street. It's nice to see that these are going out. This is the same lady actually that does the Corporal Roger Snedden. She's interested in doing Mamie Eisenhower east of Roger Snedden. In the application, it said the county line. I don't know if that means, I think is what I meant, but anyways.
I would point out that Sandy Madden reached out to me, and Modern Woodman has that, the part that's outside of city limits.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would only need to be like,
It wouldn't be,
Worse.
right,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's not much, but
Yeah, she'll do it.
if they'll do it, I think that I would recommend approving that. Second that.
Call the roll.
Steins,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilsaback,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes,
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
That's all, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Utility Committee, Terry.
No report, Your Honor, but we will be having a meeting next Tuesday. 4:30.
Okay, Economic Development, Terry.
No report, Your Honor.
Department reports, building official, Day of AIDS. Finance Officer, Andrea.
no report.
City Attorney, Jim.
Just briefly, in the consent agenda is a resolution rising the issuance of warranty deed and correcting a prior resolution. That is necessary because I had made a typo in the name of the entity we're transferring it to. It is Acres, not Acre. And then secondly, we typically give a quitclaim deed, but in this case, we're giving a warranty deed. So we weren't titled to this property. So those are the two changes from what we did to or what we did in the old resolution. I expect that within the next week or so, If it, I think we'll be able to close on that transaction. Everything is in place, the survey's been completed and those kinds of things. So if you have any questions, let me know, but that's the purpose of the correction. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Director of Public Works, Wayland.
Thank you, Your Honor. Real quick, I have two little things to hit on here. Next week, I anticipate doing a final walkthrough on South Marion and West Park Avenue. They've got one little intake pour, and next week should finish that project up. Wednesday, at the green space down here, they're replacing the light pole in the alley. The power will be killed to all the people lights downtown and the traffic signals. There'll be a stop sign at 8th story, and we will be getting new underground utilities to the green space and all of our facilities there. So, thank you.
Thank you. Engineering, Bill.
Thanks, sir. In the packet is a notice of acceptability of work for the Hancock Drive extension that the school completed. SDH was the consulting engineer. This tells us that the school has accepted that road. So in the packet as well, you have a memo from me stating that your public works director has inspected and approved the construction of the road. So we are ready to accept it as a public street. And I'll answer any questions. Otherwise, a motion to approve accepting Hancock Drive extension from basically South Jackson east to Airport Road.
So moved. Second. Call the roll.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilsaback,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson.
Yes.
Steins.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next up, Public Safety, Chief Adams.
Third one, Your Honor.
Chief Weebold.
Yes, Your Honor and Council, we are ending, or coming to the end of our 3-year contract with Elmquist for our towing service for the city of Boone. I put out a request for bid proposals, got one back from Elmquist. It's extremely competitive again, there's a few very minor rate raises, but most of the rates have been the same for 10-12 years now, so it's kind of shocking in this economy that they're staying the same. So I would ask for approval of the new contract.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Hilsaback,
Yes.
Williamson.
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson.
Yes.
Steins.
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, City Administrator, Bill.
Thank you. So my first item here is review of upcoming road projects. If you, I believe the last council meeting, Councilman Mormon talked about the downtown project and doing something down there. So I wanted to go over what your staff is looking at for the next several projects so that you can be aware of it. Obviously, we work at the direction of the council, and if you decide to change something or want something else looked at as we go forward in the coming years, then you can let us know. But what we have on our radar for right now is for this fiscal year of 24, 8th Street from Crawford Street west to Division. Now, all of these that I'm talking about are mill and overlays. So that's what we're planning on this fiscal year. There is money budgeted for this in a project account. For fiscal year 25, as Councilman Mormon talked about, I believe the last council meeting downtown. So we're looking at from Mamie Eisenhower on Story Street north to the railroad tracks. We will budget money in fiscal year 25 for that. That comes from the $100,000 that a previous council had already set aside for planning improvements downtown. In addition, each budget year, $120,000 is taken from LOST for street improvements, and then $225,000 from road use budget. So that gives us a total of about $445,000 to complete that. The estimates are previously that you talked about is less than that, but we believe there's going to require more work than what's in that estimate. There's a project that we need to fix on the north side of the tracks. South side of the tracks. And plus, we want to look at, if we're going to do this, if you guys are okay with it, we want to look at going all the way to 11th Street rather than stopping at the tracks. So we will do that and see if we have enough money to do that. But that is what we're planning on to work for in fiscal year 25. That's what you will see when we present fiscal year 25 budgets on where most of our money's going for. So with that project, we're not touching any of our SRIP money, that's the federal money that we get through the state in Des Moines. And there are 3 projects that are quite large that we're looking at in the coming year. The soonest would be fiscal year 26, where we would do that. 3 projects that we're looking at, we have not decided on this yet. And certainly, council, if you want to give us input on that at some point, that's why I'm talking about it tonight, so you can be aware of what our long range planning is. And one of those projects would be on First Street from Story Street east to Brainerd. So First Street there by the hospital and that way. That's one we feel that we need to work on as well. Another project would be on South Story Street from Mamie to Woodland Avenue. That needs a mill overlay. Now, mind you, that's 4 lanes. So that's a significant project, obviously, that we'll see what the money is, but that's what we feel that we need to look at as well.
Does that include repairing curb and gutter and stuff like that?
I think it would include that in specific spots where it needs to be, yes. I don't think just carte blanche. Is that what you're thinking, Waylon?
It would be a curb patch.
And mind you, whenever we do these, right, just like we did on 11th Street, there was infrastructure repair that our staff did as well, manholes and things like that, that would be done. And that's the same thing on Story Street when we do that project. Manholes and things like that, we'll look at that as well. And then the final one is on Cedar Street from Mamie south to Southeast Lynn. So those are what we're planning. We'll bring forward, like I said, for fiscal year 25 for downtown. Those 3 is what your public works director has recommended and what we're working on for the immediate future.
Amy from where again, Bill? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Cedar Street from Mamie to Southeast Lynn.
Gotcha.
South. And I'll take any questions you have or any direction if you want to give it at this time.
If we do downtown on Story Street and that we're gonna repair some curbs naturally that are busted up and stuff, are we going to repair some of the sidewalks down there while we're at it? That the city's responsible for?
Well, now that would be a separate project. That wouldn't be part of this. Because it's a mill and overlay, mind you. So that's what that company would do is, no, I don't think they do sidewalk repair.
It depends who would get it.
Yeah. I mean, we can look at it depending on what we have money.
I don't think there's that any need to be repaired, but there are a couple that could use it.
Right, and remember, we changed the sidewalk program downtown where we have some, not a lot, but some money in the budget through Dave's office.
Yeah, but unfortunately, some of that's in city property that need to be repaired, so that don't have storefront.
Right, now when we're talking about sidewalks,
Like,
reduce money
green space.
Yeah, it
can be used,
by the,
but probably not certain.
Or the third corner.
So the sidewalk repairs and everything would have to be done through money that we budgeted, right? SERP is not gonna allow that.
Are those little sidewalk jobs like that something that Wayland's crew would do? Would that you be willing to do that?
I think like the green space repairs, I mean, there is some sidewalks that are gonna need to be addressed. So the good thing I think is we get the curbs taken care of and stuff like that. If we do a mill and overlay, that you still have the potential to come in and fix the sidewalks later. If we do a full street sort down there, the fresh asphalt that we cut at the curb line work. You could also do bid all that stuff that you start looking at sidewalks.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I'll move on. So my next item is promotions for the city. As you remember, last year, we did a page in the Ames Livability magazine. I brought one so you can look. I will tell you that when we did this last year, these magazines, they were given to Chris and she ran out of them. So we used all of our allotment. It was 100, I think. And so we may want to look at doing more, but so we're at that time again. If we want to do that again, up on the screen, you will see the ad that will be in there. Chris helped us along with Eric, I think, at Ames EDC. They redid the ad a little bit. We added the rail cars and then a few other things. So that up on the screen is what we're looking at for this magazine. The cost of this, and there is money budgeted for this fiscal year for this, if you so choose, was about $6,980 was last year. And this year it's just a couple hundred more than that, 7,270. I think with the amount of exposure we get with this magazine, but there's also exposure online. I don't know, do you remember how much? Do you remember what they send out online on that program? Okay. But it's really good exposure. Like I said, we got rid of all the magazines people took at the shows that Chris was at, which helps us tremendously, obviously, to get that out there. So
It's more than,
any input you have.
and it's more than just the copies that Chris gets too, right? 'Cause it's in all of the Angela Villies, and that goes along with any promotion that they have.
Yes.
So it's not just 100.
Yeah, it's just not 100. That's what online things. Exactly correct.
I think it's a good job. I think it looks good and I think it gets the message out and promotes our tourism and. Nice.
You want a motion on that?
Well, how many more copies?
Budget money, I don't need it. I just needed your input.
Just make sure we have enough copies coming to not run out, I guess.
Yeah, we get, with the ad, we get 100 and then I'll look at, we can order more. It would cost, but it will get more.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so I'm getting from all you, we think that's a great idea and I will move forward.
Yep.
Okay, a couple other things. Reminder of goal setting. Tomorrow night at PD at 6 o'clock. There will be food for you there. The next item is, do you have those pictures of it? It's not in the packet, wall. That was saying, did you get those on? If not,
Oh, that was mine.
so we got 3 pictures. Sorry, I only have 1 copy, but want to pass around real quick, take a look. That's what we came up with. We're looking for council input on which one of those that you would like to do. So, and you get an idea what it looks like up on the wall.
Who's doing this?
Mike got an estimate from companies. They came and they're the ones that did that.
Like this one. Is there any possibility that they can do any kind of scroll or anything around it or a little fancy?
Well, we kind of stayed away from that because we don't want to mess up that wall. I mean, we'll try to do anything you'll direct us to, but that's why just the black lettering
Yeah,
and everything. That wall, I don't know if it's historic, but I mean, it's been there a lot of years. We had it refinished, if you remember when we redid the council chambers. So we kind of chose to, at least at this point, stay away from doing anything and then putting the letters up.
Do we have any, I mean, we have this, do we have anything else that's kind of on any of our stationery or anything that,
And that logo has been asked to be redone for probably 15 years, at least. I mean, it's been a long time in the making and we had a council member that was willing to take it on as a project. Unfortunately, that project just never got completed. So I'm not sure we want to use that logo knowing that
probably,
and something that they
Why
want.
would actually
Specific reason I didn't.
clear glass?
Quite frankly.
Oh, you know.
I think we just keep it simple, really.
Or instead of something like that, what about doing like a frame? That you would just hang on there, that real frame. Then you're not ruining that wall, or is that a frame? Or is those,
Yeah, I was wondering how that was bracketed on there, if that white one was clear glass or something. I have the 4 pinpoints.
The one is, I think, the other 2 aren't.
are they decals?
Yeah. If you want, we can just kind of deal with this in 2 weeks. We can make sure we have it up on the screen.
I think if we can get
So
us
that
a
you
copy
can
of
look
those
at it.
and then like at next council, bring your favorite in or whatever and, go from there.
Okay, So, all right, so I'll scan these,
What I mean,
email them to you, and then you guys bring which one you think you want at the next meeting. Is that good?
Or just put A, B, C on them and then we can just let us
Mhm.
know which one we like or,
Okay.
or none of the above, I guess. If nobody likes them, we can start over.
I will do that. That's all I have.
All right, thanks. Number 6, consent agenda. Are there any items on consent agenda that you'd like to move and discuss separately? If not, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second, call the roll.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Steins,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilsaback,
Yes.
Okay, number 7, ordinances. A, third reading ordinance 2299 to change the zoning ordinance for the city of Boone, Iowa, chapter 175.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Steins,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilsaback,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Call the roll.
Bird,
Yes.
Henson,
Yes.
Steins,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Hilsaback,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Okay, number 8, mayor's comments. I just want to thank the Arts Council and Chris, their CVB, everybody that was involved in the tree lighting, the lighted parade. And if you didn't have a chance to come to the Christmas program, it was outstanding. I mean, it was really well done. And just want to thank everybody, because they worked hard on that and spent a lot of time rehearsing. And so you see those folks, you might want to thank them, but it was huge. Facebook was lit up. A lot of people really liked it, so hope it continues. Number 9, council comments. Any council comments this evening?
I remind everybody, like Linda did, about the 15th appreciation luncheon for the staff, so we're good to go with process.
Yeah, department heads can get us a count on people just to make sure enough pizza
That would be,
can, I'd appreciate it.
The deadline's Friday.
Yep.
And then I'll get it to you.
yeah, get close anyway, yeah.
Any other council comments this evening?
I just wanted to echo what Mayor said. Thank the Christmas show was well attended. The chair of the arts board asked me to mention a few things. There was over $450 raised for the Salvation Army Toy Drive, 75 businesses and organizations involved. Over 1,000 cups of cocoa given away, which kind of shows a little bit about the attendance, at least at the tree lighting part. More than 300 people at the show, so it was well received from everything I heard.
And I want to thank Public Works too. All the work that Wayland did, got the tree lit up. We were doing that morning. Fire and police participated and helped us get through it. So I appreciate all the help. So.
Any other council comments? Are there any public comments for items not on the agenda? Not, I need a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code section 21.51A to review or discuss records which are required or authorized by law of the state of Iowa to be kept confidential. Those authorized laws are Iowa Code 22.68 Economic Development Authority information on an industrial prospect, which the authority as
Stated. So
moved.
we all agree.